Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video where today you're joining us at Tattershall Karting Centre in the T4 and we're here just for a test day. I do have to apologise now, this video was taken quite a while ago. It was around the time that I first bought the T4 after Wilton Mill during the Winter Cup, BKC Winter Cup. So we're here at Tattershall in the new start of the year, so we'll give it a shakedown. We're here with Zach and Ryan and we're here with a few of the T4 guys as well. Give Zach and Ryan a bit of a taste of the T4 as well, just to help me set the car up a little bit, so they've got a bit more car knowledge than me. So as we see, we're coming out then for session 1 to just shake down the car. This is what really test session is all about. Shake down the car, get to understand the car a bit more, especially as now it's my car. I'm a bit more free now to get in it when I want and just really understand what the Tillotson wants off me, what I need to put into the Tillotson, setup wise, etc., to get the best out of it. And yeah, so here we are then, first lap hours. We're going quite slowly. We're on brand new wet tyres as we're Alistair through, and he's on quite worn wet tyres, as we'll find out a bit later on. But like I say, first session out then, just understanding of what I need to do. These brand new wet tyres, really trying to clip the curves here as well, as at this point I haven't had that much wet experience. I've had a little bit, but like I say, it was mainly with the pro karts, with the slicks, but I'm trying to use that experience of what I've had, especially with what Zach's taught me about, using the curves, about really having to get to the brakes there, but really using the outside of the track there as the left hand side tyre, really using the grass coming up to the first corner, and just getting used to it all. And so like here, using the kart then to understeer to the outside of the track, really using the curb on the inside there and really using the grass as well on the outside. As you'll see, we're also catching up to Alistair as well, so give it another half a lap. We're really caught up now. As like I say, he is on very worn wet tyres, which if I remember, they basically look like slicks. So I'm on brand new wet tyres, so I've definitely got the advantage here. Like I say, still getting used to it all. And yeah, just like I say, getting used to the lines, getting used to the tracks. I haven't done this layout of Tattershall before. As we know, Tattershall have about 5 or 6 different layouts. So it's nice. To be fair, it's quite nice actually. It's quite nice to come to Tattershall and then have a different layout compared to what we've had before. Definitely keeps it fresh. Definitely keeps things not as boring as you would go to another track and do the same layout over and over. Like I say here, then we've caught up to Alistair. Just looking at how much fuel I've got and just seeing if I can get away past him as we come to the end of the lap. Then, as you can really see, I'm using these curbs to try and rotate the car around. Coming to the end of it then, Alistair gets a nice bit of oversteer, as I'm going to get a nice bit of oversteer here coming into this corner. But Alistair sees me there, and we're going to come down to the last couple of corners. So I just get so much more traction coming into that second last corner to the main straight there. We're still using all them curbs, not quite using the grass this time, but we are using all of the black stuff. Coming up to the first corner then, really using the outside there of the track, as that's pretty much the dry line. But Alistair there lets me through nicely, as he knows I'm right behind him. But it's good to see other people's lines, especially going out for the first time in his layout. But we come and bring it into the pits then to try out this new camera setup. As like I say, this is the main camera setup we have been using for most of the races in the T4 that have been allowing cameras. And this is where I first tested it. I do want to say thank you to Sam from the Backmarkers who gave me the suggestion to use this camera mount. Like I say, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a lifesaver for most of the content making. But I went out for a few laps just to make sure that the car is the camera is staying in where it should do. I've tightened it up nicely, but you never know. So I'm going over the curbs, really abusing the curbs, making sure that the car is getting it nice and bumped up, just to make sure that this camera is staying where it is. But yeah, like I say, in this one, you're really using the curbs there, really really throwing the car into the corners. But like I say, this is just to get used to the camera mount, just to make sure that it's going to stay where it is. So like I say, you don't want to go out for a 20-minute race or something and then all of a sudden find out that you've lost the camera. But yeah, so they bring it in to the pits to give to Ryan to have a go. And yeah, Ryan's the first one to crash my kart then in my ownership. It wasn't his fault, as you can see in the slow motion. The nut had actually found its way out of the steering column, so it just couldn't turn. Luckily it was right at the pits. But we bring it in to the awning, get a new bolt on it, and I give it a good session just to make sure that that steering wheel is going to stay on. And so there we go then, at 58.4 second lap time. I'm not sure if that was the quickest throughout the day, but with it being so long ago, I can't really remember too much, but the session didn't really last long after that anyway. As you can tell here, the camera mount was not tightened up properly at all and refused to be a camera mount. But we did a few more sessions after this one. The first one here, once I'd let Zach have a go in mine, Malk was more than happy enough to let me out in his T4 for a few laps. You know, just to give us a bit of a battle to see what Zach can do in the T4. Bearing in mind, Zach isn't weighted up as he's in my car with no lead or anything in it, so he's not quite up to weight. But yeah, so getting a few laps in Malk's car, you know, there's a few of us out at this point then to all have a little bit of fun. So like I say, this is a test day, you know, around to have a bit of fun. Nothing too serious as everyone just lets me go out first. But if we skip it then to about a lap later, coming down the back straight, as because it's not my car, I'm a bit tentative on the brakes just here, which allows Zach right up the inside there, as I wasn't really expecting it. But get a bit of a better drive out, coming up to the middle section of the track then, going through the right, coming through to the left, nicely using the curbs then, using all the track as I possibly can, through the big right hand around the outside, middle of the track, trying to get as much traction as I can, at the same time with the left-hander as well, just trying to use all the traction that I can. But with Zach being a bit lighter than I am, he manages to get a much better run and a much better acceleration coming out then. So now I'm just going to try and hang back, see if I can keep up with him. Like I say, perfect example here, look, because Zach uses the curbs and has much better traction coming out in corners. It just shows how much more speed you can get from doing that without drifting the kart. I let Sammy through as well for him to try and catch Zach up. Give it a few more laps later then with Sammy ahead. Zach has let his back through at this point, so I'm trying my hardest to keep ahead as I accidentally go a little bit wide and onto the grass. And so I just let Zach through then, pushing the kart a bit too hard. And yeah, I wisely bring it in after this lap as I don't really want to damage it. As I say, I don't want to push it too hard, don't want to damage it. But yeah, thank you very much, Malk, for letting me have a few laps in the kart. But then for my last session of the day, you can see the sun then it's coming down, the sky is looking absolutely beautiful. I'll put it on slicks just to give it a go and see what it's like. As we all know, most of the F1 drivers are used to kart in slicks. So, like I say, just improves your driving, just makes you a better driver, gives you a better idea of the traction, and like we saw earlier, better traction out of corners means a better lap time. So I'm going to leave you with the fastest lap in slicks just to let you see what it's like. Now we're going at a 1 minute 11.1, so a bit slower than the 58-second lap time that I got before. Like I say, you're going to expect it, you're on slicks, but it does make you a better driver overall once they bring it in for the last session of the day. And like I say, that's the end of the test day. So if you're interested in giving the T4 a blast, there is a few test days coming up at PFI. I will link it all down below if you want to have a go coming into the 2024 season. It's an absolute blast. I'd definitely recommend it with the T4 UK lot and the BWR series. But yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.